Hey everyone, we are Leen and Wim, a couple from Belgium. We have set out on an epic cycling journey from Belgium all the way down to the southern tip of Spain, over 2,750 kilometers in 32 days. Join us in our video diary as we ride through stunning landscapes, tackle challenges and experience all the surprises along the way. Subscribe and hop on for the ride of a lifetime. We start the day with breakfast by the tent under a sky painted in soft shades of pink. If the weather radar is to be believed, we better soak it in. Rain is on the way and it won't take long to get here. Our field mate, or better roommate of yesterday, is already packed and ready to go.
Good morning.
Right, good morning.
Bon voyage.
Yeah, enjoy your ride.
As we paddle off, Château Millet rises before us, a stunning estate built on the foundations of a medieval castle that has witnessed centuries of history. In the 19th century, Count Chavez reconstructed it in neoclassical style. The vineyards surrounding the chateau have been producing grapes for Grave wines for generations, their rolling hills adding to the grandeur of the scene. Dark clouds begin gathering, forming the downpour that was promised earlier this morning. Luckily, they stayed just far enough away, leaving us with nothing more than brooding skies and a rainbow stretching across the horizon. We stop at a bakery where I grab a few pastries, one with pistachios and chocolate chips. That can't be bad. We enjoy our modest selection at the edge of a small playground where a foldable picnic bench ensures at least our backsides stay dry. But we don't linger. It's cold and the air is so humid that even without rain everything feels damp. Our route takes us into the Les Landes de Gascogne Natural Park, where the bike path leads us through a vast open landscape of ferns and heathland. It is breathtaking, so expansive, so grand. I have no idea that what I am admiring is actually a tragedy in disguise. 2 years ago, this landscape looked completely different. Back then, this was a dense forest. But in the summer of 2022, one of the most devastating wildfires in France's history tore through this region. After months of drought and relentless heat waves, multiple fires ignited, eventually consuming over 75,000 hectares of forest. More than 10,000 people were forced to evacuate as over 1,000 firefighters battled the inferno. Even today, near a few scattered houses, we see charred trees standing as grim reminders of what happened here.
Once there stood a forest deep, where golden light would dance and weep, a place where silence softly swayed beneath the green cathedral shade. But the wind grew hot, the sky turned red, a whisper sparked, the embers spread. The earth inhaled and held its breath before it screamed in tongues of death. And the fire came like a hungry tide, stealing shadows, swallowing skies. Oh, the fire, it left no trace, only scars time won't erase. Through smoke-choked air, they fought in vain. But fire does not fear the rain. And when the dawn at last returned, it wept for all the trees that burned. The fleeing hooves, the wings in flight, the ancient oaks that lost their fight, the hands that tried, the eyes that cried, the ones who stayed, the ones who died. And the fire came like a hungry tide, stealing shadows, swallowing skies. Oh, the fire, it left no trace, only scars time won't erase. Where the pines once sang, the wind now sighs, telling tales of blackened skies. But the vines will rise, the earth will sing, for time restores the smallest thing.
As we approach the village of Moustet, a wooden sculpture appears. a small hut built over an old roadside cross. A plaque informs us that it serves as a memorial to the tragedy of 2 years ago. We push on, covering a few more kilometers along eerily straight, endless roads. Here, at least, the forest still stands, silent, untouched. But the weight of what we've just passed through lingers. The blackened skeletons of trees, the scorched earth where life was stolen too soon. It's unsettling, humbling. We are quiet as we ride, lost in thought, carrying the grief of a landscape that cannot speak for itself. And yet, despite the heaviness of it all, reality tugs at our sleeves. We may have left the burned lands behind, but we have our own battles ahead. The forecast is grim, days of relentless rain creeping toward us, leaving little room for escape. For days now we have danced between storms, slipping through gaps in the downpours, outrunning the worst of it. But tomorrow there will be no outrunning. That leaves us with a choice. Do we press on toward the Pyrenees, knowing full well that the mountain passes could turn treacherous under heavy rain? Or do we just course, heading west toward the coast, where the climbs will be gentler but the route far less poetic? Wim suggests booking a hut for the night, a brief respite from the storm to come. I don't need much convincing. The thought of waking up dry, of not having to wrestle with a soggy tent and damp gear feels like a luxury too good to pass up. More importantly, it will give us a moment to pause, to spread out the map and to weigh our options properly. I want so badly to cross the Pyrenees, to feel their weight beneath my wheels, to earn the descent on the other side. But want and wisdom do not always align. And so for tonight we step out of the storm's path, seeking shelter, not just from the rain, but from the pool of reckless ambition. Tomorrow we decide.